I'm going to do something I don't normally do, and that's share my income of what I make with coaching. This came up because I was just watching a training and someone was talking about what you should consistently show. I'm not a person that likes to brag about anything. And of course, I really don't think it's a cool thing to show the money because I'm not looking to attract people who are wanting to do this to just make money. I didn't join to make money, and I didn't join to get high titles or professional ranking or any of that. I joined because I really loved helping people in their health and fitness journey. That's what I was doing anyway, but I wasn't making any commissions or bonus for doing that. The stores that sell all those supplements were, though. So even though I was a person that said no to network marketing. This is network marketing. It's not a secret. I'm aligned with a health and fitness company. That makes sense for me because I'm not looking to just represent a product that is a short-term Band-Aid fix that person will not do in their lifestyle 10 years from now. So my goal is to help people with their mindset and their habits, their lifestyle choices, all of that. And the workouts and the nutrition, that's all part of it. But my goal is to be in something that is long-term, that I'm not constantly having to switch gears. And that's the same thing with the people that I like to help. So I joined this company that has the full package of supporting people in all of their lifestyle, not just a magic pill, because it made sense to me. But I said no to it because I vowed never, ever, ever to do a home business because I didn't ever want to have to sell anything. I never wanted to have to rope my friends into running a home party so that I could bring all my stuff and make people feel like, oh no, you don't need to buy anything, but here's an order form just in case you do. I never wanted to do any of that. And I had seen my sisters previously stocking all this skincare stuff at their house, and for them to stay active in the company, they had to make an X amount of sale or purchase in a certain amount of time, and they would just buy it themselves and then be giving it away to everyone. I didn't want that, and so I always said no. Someone told me about joining as a coach, and I said, no, it's dumb. Why would anyone want to pay to get discounts on supplements? Like, oh, that's dumb. And I do have to let you know, this is 10 years ago. This is 10 years ago. So that was actually 11 years ago that someone told me about it. So I said, nope. And I totally dismissed it. It wasn't until a year later when someone else told me, hey, you should really consider this, is when I looked at it again. Now, I gave it a second thought because the second person that told me about it was someone that I truly trust, my employer at the time, my mentor, and my friend. And so when she said to do it, I was like, isn't this a scammy thing? Like, I don't want to do that, first of all. And by the way, she was my boss, and my boss was telling me to go do a side business. Like, that's kind of odd, right? But I trusted her, and I said, all right. But the difference was she didn't tell me what I was going to do with it. Does that make sense? So when you're talking about your business and you're telling someone you should do it because you would be great at it, you could do X, Y, and Z, don't. Because you just told the person what they're going to do. And what if that's not what they really want to do? You think that's what they want to do, but that might not be it. So that's what the first person did to me. She told me what I would do. And I'm like, no, that's dumb. I'm not doing this. But the second person, my friend, told me in a different way of what this is. And to me, it appealed because she, first of all, knew what my goal was, but also knew how it could scale and support my goals and my family later. 10 years later, this is 100% what I do. My husband does this as well. He quit his job in 2011 when he accidentally saw how much I was making in this business because he didn't know. We had separate bank accounts. Yeah, we're married, but we had one bank account that paid all the bills, and then we had our own other savings. And me, I was just a stockpiler. Poor girl growing up. I didn't have anything growing up. And so when you start to make money, you just want to see the numbers climb, and that's all I did. And so when he discovered it accidentally by having to see my ATM slip, that's where he's like, what is this? And that's where he transitioned himself out of his CIO job and moved into helping support the other side of this coaching business, the parts that I just don't really enjoy. The investing side, the reporting side, blah, 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 that stuff. That's the part I don't enjoy. And so we've been doing this together since 2011, but I joined 2008. And I never joined to make money. I never joined to make money. I never joined to get an award or a title. I joined only because it made sense to me, because I was in a health and fitness industry space, being a fitness instructor. It made sense to me because I was already helping a lot of people, but it was a secret that I was a closet yo-yo fitness professional. No one really knew it, that I would be about 15 to 20 pounds overweight. And then when I'd have those 4 to 5 times throughout the year where I had to go film a workout video or be at a conference, I would severely strip down and diet down, really doing horrible things to get the fat off as fast as possible, and then show up at the event like, what? This is just how I always am. I'm always so in fit. But I'm a fitness professional that doesn't love to work out. I love to teach because it's so fun, but if I have my day, like today's a Thursday, I have the choice to not work out, and if I did choose, I would probably say, I'm gonna skip. But I've made it part of my life. It's an accountability factor. It's part of my profession that you gotta walk your talk. And so I do it for that accountability and a lot of other things, obviously, too. So I wanted to share that with you because, first of all, everyone has a different idea of what a home business would be, what you would have to do. And I didn't want to do anything slimy. So if you think of those slimy, ew thoughts of home business, network marketing, if you thought those thoughts or know those thoughts, that's what I thought. And I wanted nothing to do with it. And so I vowed when I first got started, and I asked a lot of people to do this with me. We all were moms. I was pregnant. I was 5 months pregnant. I already had a 1.5-year-old son. And I'm like, I can't go schlepping my babies to people's houses at night during dinner and showing them a presentation flip chart of this. I'm not doing that. I don't want to have a trunk load of stuff to sell people. I don't want that. So what I did was, I'm going to do what I want to do. And it was actually what the company was against. At that time, the company was dead set against doing what I did. And I was like, I don't care what you've done. I'm going to do what I want to do. And that was social media. I was on MySpace. I had a background with music and everything. And I did have a blog and a YouTube channel. That's it. And I just went to all the connections in my email list of all the people that I've been building relationships through for the years, and went to them and asked, hey, you should check this out too. Now, I do want to preface this as I'm going to flip the camera around, and I'm going to have to cover the camera because when I hit the back button on my computer screen, it goes and shows my current week's income. Personally, I don't want to share this because not everyone, and I'm just going to be very honest, not everyone can achieve success, maybe even to the level that I have. Can everybody achieve that success? Everyone can. Everyone can. It's open opportunity. It's possible for everyone. The big variable of, well, then how come some people do and some people don't? The variable is you. That's it. That's it. I'm no one special. I don't have special degrees. I don't have special connections. People think that my famous friend helped me out with this whole thing. I didn't have her as my back pocket being like, hey, tell me what to do. Send me all your leads. I didn't have any of that. I had to do exactly what everyone else does. And the biggest difference is that I worked my butt off all nights in pregnancy insomnia, and I went to my list. So before I actually joined, I kind of tested the waters. The same way I did it with when I was teaching a group fitness format that I have been teaching for 18 years now called Turbo Kick. When I was teaching that format, I didn't love it. I hated it. I hated Turbo Kick. And I met Chalene Johnson on a message board, and I was like, I want to be a famous fitness presenter. You're looking for people? I will do it. And she goes, but you got to teach my workout. And I'm like, oh, you do? Okay. And she sent me the VHS, and I was like, this is stupid. This is dumb. What's all these bells? No one's going to learn this choreography this fast. This is dumb. I went into my classes, and I said, hey, guys, I'm trying this out. If you don't like it, we'll go back to what we were doing. That's how I started. So I dipped my toe in that workout, which I was totally against and hated, but I wanted to be a success. And then all of a sudden, I fell in love. They fell in love. They became so addicted. And kind of the same thing with this. So when I was going to join as a coach, I didn't join as a coach right away. I dipped my toe. I went and sent tons of messages off to all of my contacts that I had been talking to for years, especially in the fitness industry, gym owners, instructors, personal trainers, and my friends, my family. I went to all of those people and I sent them a long email saying, you would be amazing. You should do this too. Totally wrong, but I did it. And that's how I got started, and I didn't sign up yet. What I ended up doing, because way back when, back in the dark ages, before computers really were advanced, 10 years ago, the way you would sign up as a coach is you would actually have to do this. Fill out a piece of paper and fax it. Like fax it. That's what you had to do. So what I ended up doing was I went to my list. I wish I had my notebook right here again of people, sent all these emails, and I attached the paper application. I said, send it back to me if you want to be a part of this. And I asked people to do it with me even before I joined. And then what I did was I collected all these papers, and the day one that I joined, I then handed in all these people that were going to do it with me. This is the big reason why I took off, and these numbers are as they are in the very beginning. Because when I first joined, I collected my tribe, and I said, you guys ready? You ready? Ready? And then we submitted. You don't have to do that now. That's just what I did 10 years ago. And then the second thing is that because I had so many people that I said, hey, you guys want to do it? You want ready? Well, let's do it. Let's do this together. Yay, we're going to be BFFs forever. We're going to build a business together. Like that's what I wanted to do. And then I got freaked out, stressed. I don't know if it was the pregnancy or what, but I panicked, so stressed out, because I just told a ton of people to do something with me, and we've been prepping about it for weeks, and now we're like, let's go, let's start. And now they're like, okay, now what? What do we do, Christine? What do we do? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. I'd never done this before. I vowed against never doing this. What do I do? What do I tell these people to do that I promised the promised land to? Like, what do I do? So I freaked out. My aggressive workaholic passion in the beginning, the first years, was really not for my gain at all, not for money at all. So that's why I hate showing money, because I never do this for money. Yes, I'm making money, but I'm not doing it for money. And I'm not looking for people who are trying to find a way to make money fast. I'm not, because it first comes from your heart and what you want to actually attract to you and what you want to do for your purpose. This is my purpose. There's a difference. And I used to say this when I would run certifications for fitness. I would say, I love doing it because I love to switch the light on for someone that's doing something that they never thought that they would do or that they could do. I love being able to do that with people. And it's kind of translated over to coaching, to help someone, mentor them to a level that they didn't expect for themselves, that their life is a completely different life than they ever could have dreamed of, which is mine. I didn't dream this life because I didn't know that there was a dream to dream. So I love that. And it doesn't matter how many titles you get, how successful you are. I have achieved the top in the company, and I've done it twice, and I am one of the top income earners. Sure, I worked my butt off for it. Is everyone gonna do it? Nope, not everyone's gonna do it. Everyone can, not everyone will. But can you make a little bit? Yes, you can. Can you make a lot of it? Yes, you can. Can you make a lot? Yes, you can. That's up to you. That's up to you. So I did not do it for money, and if your goal is because you really like to help people in health and fitness, you yourself want to have a lot more accountability and structure, you see a bigger picture for yourself and purpose, then that would be the reason why to check it out. Now, remember, here's a couple of important parts. First disclaimer, no company or person can ever guarantee you any level of income or success, period. Okay, so we got that out of the way. The second thing is, my numbers of what I'm showing you my first weeks joining is not typical, because the way I joined was not typical. People didn't do it that way. I already told you guys. I collected a tribe, then I submitted, and we all started on day one. So that's different. And the money that I made in the first weeks is because we all did it at once, and I got bonuses for them joining and buying a product. So you don't get a bonus for a person joining, because that's a pyramid scheme. But when they purchase product, I got a cut of what they were purchasing when they joined as a bonus to me as they first joined, and that was it. So I want to share this with you, and I'm going to show you the big mistake I made. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because I don't know it all. I don't know it all now, 10 years later, and I definitely didn't know it back then, but I was freaked out, stressed, and I just kept trying to figure out what to do to tell these people what to do too so that they could be a success. And I made a huge blunder my 5th week as a coach, because when you're a coach, which by the way, you're not required to purchase product, only if you're at a star high diamond or a diamond level up, I believe. I can't remember exactly. Because then that means that you are building a team and you want to have that consistency of you being proof. But to be a coach, you don't have to require and buy products. You don't have to hit a quota. You don't have to do any of that stuff. You just have to basically pay your monthly business service fee to be a part of it. And that's it. You could be a coach and be a discount coach. You don't need to build a business. I wanted to help people. That's what I wanted to do. Okay. So my 5th week, I made a huge blunder, and you're going to see, because I'm going to turn the screen around and show you right now my first week's paycheck. Again, this is not what everyone's is going to be like, because I joined as a group. Here's the blunder. Do you see it? 0. Why did on, let me show you. See the weeks. This is the day of entry, 6/1/2008, 6/8, 6/15, 6/22, 6/29. So on July 13th, 2008, I made $0. 0. Why did I screw up? What did I do? Because I didn't know the business. I didn't know anything. And back then, and just so you guys know, I don't have a coach. I don't have a coach to mentor me, to tell me what to do, to tell me my next step, to motivate me. I've driven my entire business completely by myself, and who I've hired to help me to know what to do. Now, fortunately for you, you don't need to do that, because definitely there's a lot of people that have understood what to do with this. Obviously, I have 10 years in. I kind of know what I'm doing a little bit. So this is where I made the huge mistake, because I didn't know this stuff. I didn't know what this meant. But this was my first paycheck. And by the way, I got to share the first sale I made. It was this week. I believe that was this week, because I went and looked through them. I didn't make any sales yet for 7 weeks. This was the first week, and I'll show you what I sold. And I know the person's name, and I don't know if it's because I know them, or I don't know how I met them. I have no idea, because they're from Houston, Texas, and back then I lived in Rochester, New York. The retail commission. 0. I made a team bonus. For the first 5 to 6 weeks, my paycheck was completely built on team bonus. What is the team bonus? Team bonus is because I brought in a tribe of people at the get-go. There was a lot of people joining me to do it right away. A lot of them purchased product. We started running these challenges, 10-day challenges called 10-day Slim Down Challenge. So people were buying Turbo Jam to do it with us. So there was a lot of volume activity. And because I sponsored people to join me as a team to do it, I got paid on that volume activity that's happening with people buying product. That's what the bulk of everyone's paycheck is. Matching bonus is I make a cut off of my coaches' paychecks. And so this basically proves that my coaches were making a paycheck their first week too. This week, I made nothing because I screwed up. I didn't understand what it meant to be active. It sounds so silly now, but basically, to build a business, you should probably use the products. Or you got to sell products to have volume coming in. Because how can you build a business and not produce or add volume into your team at all? You can't have the people below you just doing it, because that's a pyramid scheme. But I didn't know that you're supposed to stay active on product. What I was told, which again, I don't understand back then because I didn't know anything, is you'll be active for 5 weeks with just 50 point volume. So what 50 point volume is basically equivalent to a product that's worth $50. I bought, because I was pregnant, I couldn't use the nutrition products that they had at the time. And the only nutrition products that they really had at the time was a multivitamin, which I was on prenatals because I was pregnant. They didn't have the magic shakes that they all do now, or the bars. They did have a bar actually, but I didn't like it. It was disgusting. And I couldn't eat or use, fitnessy supplementation because I was pregnant. So what I ended up buying to stay active was those hand-weighted gloves you put on your hands for kickboxing. And I would buy them in batches of 5 because then I would wear them to the gym and people would be like, oh, where'd you get those? I'm like, oh, I got them. You want one? I'll sell you some. That's what I would do. And I sold a ton of those. And the good thing is those things eventually get stinky that people wanted to buy another one. That's what I had to do initially because I couldn't eat the food. I was pregnant. And so I bought hand-weighted gloves, and the guy from corporate back then said, yeah, you'll be active. Like, you just get 50 PVs and you'll just be active in your business. I didn't understand that after 5 weeks, your volume eventually will roll off. So it's a 5-week roll off of volume. And that's why it's a good idea to stay active. I didn't understand what that meant. Like, active 5 weeks? Okay, I'll get these hand-weighted gloves. So I bought them, and then I just kept going on. I didn't know. I didn't know what to do. And so 5 weeks, just like my phone, false. That was kind of good timing, wasn't it? After 5 weeks, the volume rolls off. It doesn't just continue to stay and keep you active on a product that you bought 2 years ago. Like, you're not going to stay active because you bought it 2 years ago. No, you have to continue to show up. So it fell off. So I thought, I was like, this is crazy. What is this? I didn't understand this. I didn't know any of it. And all of a sudden, 0. I was like, what? What happened? What? I don't understand. I lost my rank because I wasn't active using the products or selling the products. I didn't make any sales yet. I didn't. My first sale is Elizabeth Knudsen from Houston, Texas. And the reason why I want to share that with you is because, first of all, you're going to make mistakes. Like, if you're doing a home business, you're not going to know it all. You're going to be freaked out. You're going to be stressed. You're going to be trying to figure things out. You're not going to know what to do. All you got to do, though, is latch onto one thing and just do that over and again until it feels like it's comfortable and you know what you're doing and you kind of feel good to talk about it. But I mean, I've had the diarrhea, vomit of the mouth, talking to people about this initially, being that super salesy person that people were running away from, and having, a bag full of my goods that I would want to sell. I've done all that. I've printed up flyers and put them in people's mailboxes. I've gone through the McDonald's drive-through because I was pregnant and I was like, I'm going to have a McDonald's shake, and I'm going through the McDonald's drive-through with these discs that we had that would talk about the business. And I'd be like, thanks for my shake. Hey, if you want a business, and I throw it in at them and almost cut their head off. That's what I've done because I don't know. You're nervous. You want to do this. You want to be a success. You're telling people what you're doing. You're going to make mistakes. And I didn't want to sell people anything. So those hand-weighted gloves, why did I not show the sales then? So here's my first sale. Let me show you. There's my first sale. My first commissions, $7.50. And thank you very much, Elizabeth, for being my very first sale. July 14th, 2008. Oh, so then why, when I was buying those hand-weighted gloves, did that not show up as commission? Because I sold them under the table. Because I couldn't buy the nutrition product on my account to eat or drink because I was pregnant. This is 10 years ago, the crap that they had back then. So I had to buy a batch of these gloves on my account to stay active. And then I would just sell them when people asked and take cash. That's what I did. So that's why I didn't show any commissions initially, but that's what I sold. And then right shortly after, we ran these challenge is for 10 days and stuff. But I just wanted to share that with you because, first of all, we all of us start. Making that sort of like bonus burst money in the beginning is not typical. Nope. Do people do this now? No, because today's day and age is different. The way that we do business is different. You don't need to fax in a paper. We have apps now that we send off a link and someone can easily just hit like ready, sign up, I'm good to go with you, let's go. Like all of that is easy now because the way that we live is easier now. The systems have been figured out, worked out. The path has been gone. And so back then, no, it wasn't. But nowadays, yes. So what's typical is, sure, you get started, but you don't need to like pull all your friends before. I just did. That was 10 years ago. You don't have to. And it was because I was researching. When Shalene told me to do it, I was researching for a full month, 2 months before I joined. You don't have to. I do suggest that you always do research. I do suggest you do select your coach that you want to mentor you. Don't just randomly sign up because you randomly get someone and you don't know what that person really is doing. Does that person actually build a business? Do they know how to mentor people towards success for themselves? So those are some things you want to consider. I always think that you should, of course, match with someone that you align with, but also you don't need to be BFFs. You can eventually, who knows, but you're not looking for a BFF. It's great sometimes to connect in that way. And the other side is that you don't want to have someone that you can bully. Does that make sense? Someone that kind of has a slight edge of intimidation because that's going to drive you. Think about any situation that you've had before where you run in and you can control the situation because you're the one that knows everything and everything, blah, blah, blah. Like you can handle every situation and nothing really is going to bother you. But usually we don't really excel in those situations. You always want to align yourself up with people who are more successful than you, period. Your circle of influence, the 5 closest people that you put in your closest circle, those are your influencers and what your life is going to be. And for me, my circle is a tight circle. And these women, which by the way, I've never been a girlfriend. I was not a person that ever had girlfriends, had to learn that. But my core group of women, very successful, very achieved, and always push the limits for all of us because we're helping each other become the best parent, the best person, the best friend. We've all made these vows in February. We were off on a snowboard trip together, and we all made a vow to be better friends to each other and to communicate more often. And because you get off in your own world, we're off in our own little, wherever you want to be to grow a business. My friends aren't right here. They're in different states. So we made a vow to be better friends. We have this text thread that we just send every crazy thing possible, every serious thing, every crazy thing. But that's been the best because I think, have grown so much closer because we made that pact to do that. But decide who you want to surround yourself with, what your bigger purpose is, where you're struggling in life. And again, if this is ever something that you're looking at and you think it's going to get you rich and potentially be making you multi-millions in a couple of years, I'm going to tell you, no, probably not. Most on average, it takes like a 3-month kind of turnaround as you get rolling, get your feet wet, get your problems out of the way. And if you're going, that's where you kind of start to see the tide change, where all of a sudden things start to kind of roll in. Because it's got to be consistency. It's very rare for someone to join as a business and like open door and be like, I'm open, everybody. Oh my gosh, customers, people, joining my team. That doesn't happen because what usually happens is people will watch you. They're going to watch, are you serious this time? Is this just one of those again? What really is this? What? I'm just going to sit back and watch you for a little bit. That's what they'll do. Remember, I said no. I said no to joining this business a year before I joined the business. Look what has happened. So, I mean, you don't know me from Boo probably, but my life is not the life I ever thought could be, never dreamed of, but complete freedom of time, 100% with my kids. It's just, I'm so grateful to have that because I didn't have that. I didn't have that at all. And I had single parent, abusive parent, poor, nothing at home. That's what I grew up with. And it was fend for yourself. So this life, It's not a life that I ever dreamed of, but it's my dream life. And it always can continue to be what you want it to be. You can decide. You don't have to have degrees. You don't have to have experience. You don't need to be in fitness. You don't even need to be in great shape. I was pregnant. And when I was not pregnant, after I had Peyton, I was fat to the public world. They don't know you just had a baby. But how did I grow my business then? I just needed to share that because I was watching a training that says, you should be sharing. And I'm like, I don't. Because I don't want to attract people looking for money. I don't. And I don't want to attract people that are not willing to do the work. I can't save you. I can't make you do it. I can't organize your time for you. You just have to decide you want to change your life. You just have to decide you want to help change other people's lives. And for me, that success feeling of satisfaction is not these awards or titles or even the income on that page that I won't show you. It's not that at all. What is crazy is to see the lives of the people that I said, come do this with me. Their lives and changing. And watching their Instagram stories of the new crazy that's happened in their life. My one coach, Allie, down in Florida, she built her dream home. And now she just sold her built dream home and now moved into her other now dream home. But like that stuff is exciting to watch. And for me, I have 10 people that I've personally mentored as a coach throughout these years that are making multi-millions doing this now. Multi-millions. So is network marketing icky and gross? Yeah, if you make it be. I never did. Go look at my stuff. That's the proof. If you go follow someone, look at their social feed. And if it's icky to you, then that's icky. I never do what I don't want done to me. I won't do, like I said in the beginning, I won't do what the company was promoting to do because that was gross to me. I was a mom. I wanted to be home. That was it. So you do what feels good for you. You will drive and draw the right people towards you. And I look for people who are not looking for get rich quick, who are not looking for me to save them from their horrible situation. All of this can do that for you. But the first thing is you have to be someone that is going to commit to yourself and put the time in, change your schedule, maybe go above and beyond what was normal. I worked a lot of hours in the beginning because I had to. I was stressed out. I needed to figure this out. You don't need to figure it out. The way that I mentor my coaches is I if you haven't already figured it out, I like to create step-by-step systems. I got through high school English by the Cliff Notes. I only read one book out of all the required books, and I read The Great Gatsby, and that was just because it was a good story. But everything else I got through by the Cliff Notes. So I like to make the Cliff Notes for people who are working with me because I know that you're busy, and if you really want to make this happen, you'll do the Cliff Note versions of the templates. Shoot me a message if you are wanting to find out more. I can easily just put you in a Facebook group that talks about all the ins and outs of what coaching's about, how do you do it, what if you did this activity in the first 30 days, what would you get out of your first 30 days of activity, kind of this or that. I have all that in a Facebook group. You can just request and join it. And then if you secretly want to just skate out and never talk to me again, go for it. I don't stalk. I never convince. I don't need to try to verse a company to prove ours is better because there's a lot of amazing companies out there. And sure, our company has problems. Our company has some crappy products I don't like. But I'm not going to say it's not for me because there's a lot that does work. And something I don't like, someone else does. So I can't decide that for someone else. I just need to equip them. All right, so shoot me a message if you have any questions or if you want to get into that group. I can easily just send you off the link. But if you are currently a coach or currently working with a coach, then obviously you can't connect and work with me because you already got someone or you're already a coach yourself. So I appreciate you sharing your time with me. And thanks so much for listening to all this jumble. Thanks again. Bye.